This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
They need to keep an eye on them. Let go of the cell phone, let go of the iPad, let go of the book, let go of the headphones.
A message tonight for parents on how alert you have to be to spot a drowning. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mike has the night off. On average, 10 people drown a day, according to the CDC, and it can happen in less than 1 minute. Sometimes you can't even tell someone has gone under. That's why a nonprofit put videos online of kids being rescued from the pool. They want people to be able to spot a drowning if it happens. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson shows us an example.
Take a look at this video. Now try and spot the drowning child. As the lifeguard jumps in to attempt a rescue, can you see it? Thankfully, there was an attentive lifeguard in this situation, but a nonprofit put out this video on YouTube to show people in real time how fast a drowning can happen.
Clearly, you can't depend on a lifeguard in that situation.
I showed this video to Julie Cook, who works at the YMCA. She says oftentimes accidents happen when parents are doing something else.
There's another video out there where the girl says, I'm drowning, I'm drowning. Mom thinks dad's watching, dad thinks mom's watching, nobody is watching her. You know, so it's really you take own personal responsibility for your own children.
The YMCA teaches lifeguarding classes where they watch videos, go through role-playing and extensive practice to learn what to do. But Cook says parents need to be just as attentive.
All drownings might vary on the amount of struggle and the amount of noise that a person might make that they're drowning, but they can just go down. It can be a silent. There are silent drownings.
Before something goes wrong, getting to know what a drowning looks like and how to react will help. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
If you want to watch more videos of lifeguard rescues, we have a link on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. A former NDSU student is facing multiple charges after allegedly downloading child porn on campus. Talon Bitts of Bismarck is under investigation by the North Dakota BCI and could face up to 35 years in prison and up to $50,000 in fines. He's expected in Cass County Court on August 15th. A woman is facing 7 charges after leading police on a high-speed chase with 3 children in her car. This woman, Stacy Ann Varinia, could serve up to 8 years in prison if she's convicted, along with being charged with child endangerment. She is also being charged for DWI, speeding, and fleeing from a peace officer. She was going 118 miles per hour near Barnesville. Police had to use stop sticks to stop her car. It's Friday and time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Valerie Dida is wanted for a felony count of forgery or counterfeiting and a felony probation violation. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Dida. Ramsey County Attorney John Choi is bringing in a special prosecutor to help decide on charges in the Philando Castile case. Don Lewis, a longtime civil rights lawyer, former dean of the Hamline University's School of Law, and a former assistant U.S. attorney for Minnesota. Lewis is a native of Ramsey County and said he feels honored to join this team and that he felt compelled to take this case on at a time when many view the criminal justice system with anxiety and mistrust.
It is even more critical that the public perceives his decision as fact-based, even-handed, and transparent. And I am committed to helping John and his office achieve these outcomes.
The attorney for St. Anthony police officer Geronimo Yanez says that Yanez was reacting to seeing a gun. Castile's girlfriend, who streamed the aftermath of a shooting live on Facebook, said Castile was shot while reaching for his ID after telling the officer he had a gun permit and was armed. The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension continues to investigate that shooting. A push to give workers in Minnesota one of the highest minimum wages in the country has run into a major obstacle. The city of Minneapolis is considering a petition that would ask voters whether or not to approve a $15 minimum wage. City Attorney Susan Siegel has recommended the City Council reject putting the issue on the November ballot. Siegel says the proposal is an ordinance disguised as a charter amendment. Supporters gathered more than 8,400 signatures to get the issue considered, and they are ready to take legal action if the council decides next month to block the issue from the ballot. It's that time of year again. As soon as you step out your front door, you're attacked by pesky mosquitoes. Many cities do their own spraying, but sometimes that may not be enough. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons tells us how one homeowner is taking matters into her own hands.
What may seem like a quiet North Fargo street is fighting a silent battle against mosquitoes. Wanting to take full advantage of the summer months in the area, the Martin family chose to start getting their homes sprayed.
We wanted to be able to be outside as long as possible, and you hit that hour right after dinner and the sun goes down and then you're done.
The family tried the bug repellent products on the market, but they never made much of a difference. Michelle isn't worried about getting West Nile or the Zika virus, but the added preventative measure with spraying doesn't hurt. Some say spraying in itself is dangerous, but the Mosquito Man himself says otherwise. Chad Olson's company uses only products approved by the FDA.
They're safe for us, they're safe for our pets, and the products that we use, that we've chosen to use, we've done so because of the safety record.
Mosquito Man sprays all around your home, getting into the bushes and under your deck. But what about the spraying our towns do? Shouldn't that be enough?
There's no residual effect. It doesn't last. So if it doesn't come into an immediate contact with a pest, it does not kill that pest.
Martin has been spraying her property for 13 years, and now her neighbors are on board, making this block a force field against mosquitoes.
You literally see the mosquitoes running around and flying and buzzing, and then they're not there anymore. They just drop.
Now that this mosquito battle is won, Mosquito Man moves on to save the day one neighborhood at a time. Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
If you would like more information about getting your home sprayed for mosquitoes, we have that information at valleynewslive.com. Starting Monday, drivers on the west side of Fargo will be able to use 12th Avenue North. Contractors are nearly finished with the city's portion of the 12th Avenue North reconstruction project and plan to reopen the road between 45th Street and 47th Street Monday morning. The road west of 47th Street to 57th Street will remain closed until September while crews complete final roadway, utility, and street light work. And construction crews opened the intersection of 9th Street West and 40th Avenue West tonight in West Fargo. But the intersection of 9th Street West and 32nd Avenue will close tomorrow morning. It's the first phase of the 40th Avenue West project, which will convert the existing two-lane rural asphalt road between 9th Street and Cheyenne Street into a four-lane roadway. The project is scheduled to be completed by October. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.